Hotel, my people. Whew. Today, it's rabbit hole time for you. But I promise you I won't take much of your time. But I want to drop some information on you and let it brew in your mind. But for the most part, you need to know that my words will be like ice in your mind. And then later on, that ice will thaw out. And then you will get, oh, that's what he meant. Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Dr. Will Hawkins Jr., president of Hip Hop Therapeutics, the upcoming holistic hospital. Now, the thing that I want to speak to you about, well, actually, there are a couple of things. But in particular, the thing I want to speak to you about is the indigo children. Some call these special children crystal children, or the new kids, as termed by psychologists. I want to speak to you about them, but I also want to speak to you about an epiphany that I had this morning as I was experimenting with subtle energies. And, well, let's just get started. Last night, I had went to the store to do a little late night grocery shopping. And when I get there, I'm pushing my basket around, picking up some items. Part of the story I'm going to skip because it may be just a little too heavy. So what happened is that there were a group of people in front of me, about 5 women, and a baby, I'd say around 6, maybe 7. Well, the baby saw me, and she left her parents and family and literally came and stood by me. And the mother saw this, and the mother was quite confused by it. But she sat in my aura and, just playing. I mean, she was a child. She was playing. And again, the mother was wondering, what does she see in this guy? So, I realized what the baby were doing. So, I stood there for about a minute, and then I pushed my basket on. I thanked her, and I moved on. Went to the checkout line sometime later after I got my items. I'm getting ready to check out, and I noticed this whole time there was another child standing behind me. This one was a little bit older. She may have been 8, maybe 9. And she did the exact same thing, but she stood a lot closer to me. She stood about maybe 6 inches, if that, away from me. And I'll never forget the look she gave me. She looked at me like a parent. And her mother saw this, and some of the other people that were with her, and she was like really confused by this as well. And the baby stood within my aura, and she was literally like the child about 15 minutes earlier, feeding off my aura. She was absorbing my biophotons, my energy. She was absorbing it. Now, here's why I'm telling you this story. Because the new children, they're under attack. And not only are they under attack, but they were under attack before they were even born. Okay? And usually, the child will feed off of their parents' energy, because keep in mind, the child hasn't developed their chakras yet fully. The chakras are in, infant state, obviously. So the chakras can't really process energy yet. So the baby depends on the parent, to supply the biophotons, and they feed off the babies. The baby feed off of the parent's aura. It's kind of like spiritual breastfeeding, that sort of thing. But so when the children can't get this energy from their parents, they're going to feed off of you, light workers. I'm telling you that. They're going to feed off of you. You're going to experience what I experience all the time. This happens a lot. And I realize what the children are doing, and they absorb my aura, and, I move on. But, again, they need this spiritual energy from us, because again, they're not getting it from their parents. In other words, when you are a true light worker, you bring light from higher dimensions through your chakra system that other people can't. They can't access that energy the way that you can. So you have energy in your aura that they simply don't have. And the children of light need this energy in order to sustain themselves, especially now. You see, because the wolves, and I'll get more into this later, but the wolves, whatever you want to call them, you know who I'm speaking about, they have been pursuing the children of light for thousands of years. Some of the older depictions in books like the Bible highlight this point very well. Okay? So now, in this technocracy, we have a dead signal environment. A dead signal environment that the kids are born into, that's affecting them even in the womb. So now this energy, this dead signal environment was designed to stifle the growth of their chakras, to keep them in the matrix. So again, they are going to be looking to you. So you may as well get ready for it and recognize the signs. Recognize what it means when a child walks up to you and doesn't say much. He or she is just there, and you just allow your intuition to communicate with the child, and you'll see that that child needs your energy. No matter how powerful you are, you have to recharge your system. You have to. And it's the same way with the babies. Now, a lot of you newbie light workers, you believe that these kids, since they're extremely powerful, that they don't need to recharge. That they just, they just go through everything and hey, that's it. No, they got to recharge too. And like I said, if they don't get the energy from their parents, they're going to get it from you. Now, don't be an asshole when you see this happening. Okay, let those children bask in your field. Let them absorb your aura. Let them absorb some of your energy because they're going to need it. Obviously, they're not getting it from their parents. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is the epiphany that I had after I got back from the store a few hours later. Now remember, part of the story I left out. Initially, I saw something while I was in the store. Okay? But I'm going to leave that part out for now. But, so, I'm experimenting. Okay? Last night. Or should I say this morning. And something that I had believed several years ago, but could not prove, surfaced in my mind again, and this time, when it surfaced, I had the answer. You see, those children that took energy from my field didn't just take energy from my field, they put something into my field. It was like an exchange. So, I realized that the matrix is not, it's not what we think it is. It's not what people are being programmed to believe that it is. It's something totally different. Now, in short, mind, and I know people are going to freak out when I say this. I know people are going to freak the fuck out. But it has to be said. Now, remember, you're dealing with the scientist that actually has inventions in the realm of biomedicine, biophysics, scalar potential, and things of this nature. So if it's over your head, don't just automatically dismiss it. Do some research. Do some serious research. Here's the thing. This energy that we call the matrix really breaks down like this. The mind itself can be engineered. The mind itself. In other words, you can create an artificial mind. And some people are going to say, well, yeah, artificial intelligence. No. And a lot of you even got the wrong idea of what artificial intelligence is. So let me amp you up. Artificial intelligence doesn't have as much to do with the circuitry or robotics as much as it does what some call the precursor fields. That is the vacuum potential. There's energy in the void, in the vacuum that, well, just think about it like this. What do the scientists mean when they tell you that there is this thing known as potential fields of energy? Potential fields. What are these potential fields? What does this whole notion even imply? Potential? It means just that. Potential. There's a potential for this. It can be manifested as that. It can be manifested as something, whatever. That potential is there. That's what potential energy is. So, we got to understand that when you create a special type of magnetic field from the precursor fields that exist outside of the time axis itself, that You can program it. The very air that you breathe is programmable. That's what I'm saying to you. The air that you breathe, the water that you drink is programmable. It's all programmable. So, what you do in the case of robotics is you create a potential field, a magnetic field that you program. And then you insert that in the robot itself, and it becomes animate. Not in the way that you and I are, but it still becomes animate. Now, there's a number of ways of doing this. And this is something that physics has been hiding, because it's gotten to the point to where physics has gotten so far away from, the people's eye, the people's critical judgment, that they can do whatever the hell they want. So here's the thing. Now again, I know a lot of people are going to say, whoa, man, why the hell would he say that? It's true. The mind itself is engineerable, y'all. It can be engineered, I promise you. I promise you. And it's been done. So this artificial intelligence, it's not so much the circuitry. Okay? It's the field that's produced by the circuitry. Okay? Or should I say that the circuitry is embedded with. Now, there is obviously several layers of this planet's atmosphere. These layers naturally correspond with your auric layers. Okay? Now, these precursor fields that I'm telling you about, there are some natural, just like there are natural scalar potentials. And then there are man-made scalar energies. And a lot of these novice researchers and scientists, and some of you metaphysicians too, that even know what scalar energy is, for some strange reason you believe they're the same thing. No, there are man-made scalar fields and there are naturally occurring scalar fields. So what I'm getting at is quite simple. What I'm getting at is simple. They created a worldwide artificial precursor field to keep the mind in bondage. And it's also surrounding the human brain. There's a name for it in science. I'll explain later.